Hi, Suresh.
Hi, morning.
Yeah, very good morning. Panelist is joining us.
Yeah.
I will talk their person. That is okay. Next time, not stop there. And no internet, no phone.
Hi, good
Hi.
morning, Suresh. One second. Hi, Suresh. Can you please tell me about your past experience?
Yeah. So good morning. Thank you for this opportunity. Currently, so I have total 4 years working with present project where I work as a charity of one is creating the Jenkins pipeline. Second one is have written also in of the two plus
Let's suppose if any deployment get
Sorry.
Let's suppose any deployment CI/CD. You have experience in CI/CD, correct?
Yeah.
So let's suppose any deployment gets failed. What all things you will check?
That is the deployment getting the form direction. What happened? First, I will check the Maven dependency. After that, deployment fails.
Means what I understand from Akshay is that as in the time of execution.
So only Maven you will check. What all? Tell me what all things you will check.
There might be a change in the directories and not necessarily in
What all things you will check? What all things you will check if deployment gets failed?
We are in the directory and we are making a call to
Two
the
voices are there.
particular. However, if there is a change in the directory as during the execution, it will definitely not find the YAML file that we have. Anyway, as in based on the condition.
Can you hear me clearly?
Yeah.
Let's suppose any deployment gets failed, then what all things you will check?
Maven dependency, the form.x, our project, form.x, what is the of the that the connectivity and application app, the servers. First of checking that you can justify what what name or not particular.
And when we
Let's say manifest file is fine. Cold get built successfully. Then what?
Belong to.
Sorry, please.
Let's say code gets built successfully.
Okay.
Then also deployment gets failed.
Yes. Deployment is creation of servers. Basically, of the servers, so you what is the of the create what made not properly indicate. That is the proper mistake. Consider what name pipelines and ban my
Let's say on which platform you deployed an application?
Kubernetes.
So for how will you deploy application on Kubernetes? What all steps required?
First of all, you can to provide the infrastructure. How many platform proper how many what you have process it. The server is and part of that and what slave server is the performing pipeline point particular that is the to the get that way to the copy that authentic RSI pub key the Kubernetes. That is the way you can connect it after the deployment to the just you the manifest file is doing the deployment manifest file is that the application outside service file service man file ML file that access to a particular balancer to access the end use of application.
What are the type of services in Kubernetes?
The services is based on IP. Cluster IP is instead of outside of the communication to application. The load balancer. The load balancer serves the traffic uh, servers. It is target that particular an IP access the load balancer. External IP for that various IPs use changes particular in top of that advanced load balancer. Elastic IP is that way. The 4 services use Kubernetes cluster.
What is the difference between load balancer and ingress?
Load balancer is the outside the topic put in is the receive the outside the traffic and serves the endpoints of the servers to logically serves the endpoints of the server. The load balancer. Ingress is instead of the load balancer. It is behind of the load balancer to the many services. Ingress is ingress controllers are there. It is the load balancer. Ingress controller is bound and outbound produce the networking part of that particular cluster services, everything inside the pod of application running app. Expose that better way to the single point of
Let's suppose we have to run a particular pod, any pod, on any particular node or any group of nodes. Let's say there are 100 nodes, but this pod should run on only these 10 nodes. And how will you achieve it?
that is the majorly basically you can specify the kind. You can process the metadata, how it is the pod is running, which what happens the pod is can create that
No, what I'm saying, pod should run on particular node, not on all nodes. Only set of nodes. Let's say 5 or 10 set of nodes. The pod if gets down, then if whenever it get up, it should run on those 10 nodes only, not on the rest of the nodes. How will you achieve that in Kubernetes?
it is the cube. Basically, um, the pod is running particular server is the auto scaling activity. The nodes happening one node down automatically up on the another node. Scaling group of activity count time struggles are the are
Do you know node affinity, label, selector, all these concepts?
yeah.
So how using auto scaling you will assign any pod to any particular node? What is the concept of auto scaling?
The concept of auto scaling basically nodes specified that it is for the integration of CloudWatch service. That is the alerts can
How will you achieve the question which I raised, the question which I asked, how will you achieve that using auto scaling?
auto scaling achieves to prepare the maximum minimum. The particular node servers are maximum counting happening. The heavy traffic is instant of heavy traffic is
Correct.
take
So
to that
what is
particular. Yeah.
what my question was, how will you assign any pod to any particular node? Will it be achievable using auto scaling?
Is the basically the on top of in its nodes, basically auto scaling is it is your question is one it and that YAML file you can sets are there. That's you to one node is created of inside of a pod is created. That is
Yeah. Do you get my question? Kind of do it as a one. Do you get my question? My question is there are 100 nodes. Say maybe on Thursday from 11 to
sorry
12 in the
your
morning or
voice
something
is very
after like we settle down from this scrum.
hello
So that what happened? Be like right, you just on spot
hello.
it for us. Can you hear me?
Two voices I'm
Yeah, there is another meeting also going on. My colleague is here.
okay
Can
okay
you hear me?
yes yes
What I'm saying, there are 100 nodes,
okay.
and out of which any pod, let's say any Nginx pod, it should run on only 10 nodes. How will you achieve that?
It is basically replicas that is of particular number of pods um, it is configuration of it is the manifest files what activities are not doing but better to try to the knowledge also YAML
Okay,
file
leave it. What I'm saying, let's say Kubernetes master get down.
yeah.
What will happen to worker nodes?
It's basically mastery is down the back end of one one copy is there. There is the back end of copy is there. It is basically master is it is cloud provider is made the ticket raising cloud provider what happens the particular pods are particular is the downtime is basically on top of that route 50 another region is application 70% and 30% that particular region access the end users but not a downtime that issue is facing in a particular scenario it, where you are want to there in the scenario but the process is there to uh, solve this process the worker nodes
No, no, I don't want to solve this process. I am curious to understand what will be the impact on the workers or the customers residing in the workers. Will they have a downtime? Customer pod will get down, or which are running on worker nodes.
it's not a downtime but it taken to the another region about 50 another region to this same cluster is running it is a disaster to recover the regions and that particular region finds a requirement to access to the another region the cluster is up and running for that
Uh, let's say two containers are running in single pod,
okay
Yes.
then
Good morning. So,
having single IP.
last time me
How
and
will you achieve that?
discussed with the
using the
Javashin.
single IP address you the communication between the head of the pod is but the pod port numbers to access containers only that is the even my scenario my facing the one issue the same port numbers is synchronized of same containers of it is happening there um, cross loop back of the message of that message that is the same port number of the two
I am asking that two containers should
Yes, yes, sure.
in one pod
yes yes
using one IP. Will it be
So that's it
possible?
from my end.
yes maintain
Over to
the
you.
two containers one sidecar container, one normal working caching at access.
Uh, as we tested, that alert is also
Yeah.
come on
What is
our
the difference
page.
between deployment and stateful set?
Alert in
Deployment
production.
is a uh, resource object and application updates and cycle about the versioning of records are made that Kubernetes and deployment. Also rollback updates, rollback it versioning, maintain the deployment. And the stateful set is basically the backend of data database, backend of support, the volume backend into the application. Once application is backend of data is used for that stateful set purpose.
Any
What is the main quality of
any
stateful set?
integration invitation.
The
So
stateful
that
set
alert
is
also
main quality for the storing of container data for the application data, storing the backend of use database supporting application.
Okay, so actually my expected answer is the main quality of stateful is it is a uniqueness identifiers as well as as well as sequentially deployed, not at a time.
This is basically
green is blue.
stateless and stateful sets. Stateless is not supporting any backend of the application. The best example in the processing computer, and there is storing and starting the state application. Application the backend of RAM based the
Mhm,
same.
mhm. Yes, got it. Okay, suppose
Yes, correct.
in my cluster there are two pods. One is the web pod, one is the database pod.
Yes, almost that.
I
For
need
that,
to
I
do
guess
configuration like that.
changes in our
Web pod
W2H
can only
security.
X means web incoming packets from DB2 means DB pod only incoming packets from DB2 pod can access by web pod. How can we do?
It's basically the two pods are running the communication between the one pod and one pod. One pod is one pod is the application. In a single pod is running and
Yeah, suppose there are two pods in my cluster. One is the web pod, one is the DB pod,
yeah.
right? Okay, so my condition is web pod can access only incoming traffic which is provided by DB2, means DB pod.
Okay.
Means only web pod and DB pod can connect to each other, nothing else. So is there any service in Kubernetes or any strategy?
Basically, replication control is the major activity. The pods to come
No, no.
doing the cluster IP.
But there is the one policy. So, okay, I will give the answer. This is the network policy. In network policy,
Oh,
we can mention this.
for policy. Yes.
Okay, okay. So, do you have any experience of Docker?
Yeah.
Okay, suppose I have a single Docker host and I deployed two containers. One is the Nginx, one is the HTTPD. So, is it possible to run both these containers on single machine? Can we face any difficulties or not?
Not we face a difficulties. It is the isolation by every connectivity.
Okay, did you listen? Did you listen my questions carefully? There is a single host machine, two containers. One is the Nginx, one is the HTTPD.
Yeah.
So it will be run or not?
Yes, running. Yes, running.
No, because Nginx port is 80, HTTPD port is 80. So single machine cannot export the two services at
It is the
single
base.
port.
It is not taken that particular isolation to particular pod. The isolation to the particular content can not not integrated to the containers.
Yeah, but
So
you have
you
to
can
you have
that is the
port
main
forwarded.
activity. The main activity I am facing to the cross loop backup in Kubernetes. Pod inside of the same port number, the display of the message.
Can we
It is
do the port forwarding? It's easy way.
port forwarding. Yeah,
Port forwarding for the one of them service like Nginx. We can I will export 80 on 82 port.
82 port is
Uh,
exactly we can access for two countries.
yeah, so that is my expected answer that we
Yes,
can do
port
for
forwarding
port
is a
forwarding.
major issue. Is facing the ports are two equal ports, but access the application better way to
Hmm.
support.
Suppose suppose I want to delete all containers. It is a cleanup activity. I want to delete all containers. Can you please write down the command in chat?
Artbox create the all the containers.
Yes, I want to delete it. All containers.
Docker first you can stop the containers.
Now we can directly. So this is a one way. But suppose I have 100 containers running. So one by one, stopping the container is time consuming. Na?
Yeah,
I
yes.
want to delete at a time in one single command.
Actually, Docker RM. Yes, RM. It is forcefully deleted every container. RM hyphen F container ID.
So this is the use for single container.
Yes, yes, container
I want to delete 100 containers at a single time.
containers. Command is
Okay,
is
no
the
problem.
delete the container by process. The Docker the project is mentioned the Docker file. Get the particular Docker. That is the way to create the Docker image.
No, no, no,
That is the not
no.
delete the
This, in Docker, there is a single command.
yes.
You can search after this call. No problem. Okay. So
Legacy
in
information.
back to the
Command.
Kubernetes. Uh, suppose new candidate come in my team, and I want to give either you are the CK administrator, right? Cluster administrator. You have to give the access to him. What is the procedure?
Sorry, your voice is. I am a administrator in the Kubernetes. The
You are you are the administrator of the cluster.
yes,
New candidate come in my team, and you have to give him access for this cluster, current cluster,
yes,
your
yes.
cluster.
Yes, sir.
What will be the procedure?
The procedure is you can access the particular resources. What happens? The doing very important. First, you can get the user. What the YAML file also. After that, what resources permission, put that IP at the node, what nodes are permission. The resources are taken to the deployment, right? Permission. That is Linux. Good.
Can you
Yeah.
just a minute? Sorry for the interrupt. Can you please tell me the service name in Kubernetes? I just want to hear the service name from you. That's it.
Voice, tell me.
I
Your
just
voice.
want to I just want to hear the service name in of Kubernetes from you.
Service name.
So service name for giving the access. Do you know RBAC? RBAC concept, role binding, cluster role.
Rollback, it is the versioning, 1 to versioning.
Ro
Yeah, deployment is
I'm I'm
rollout.
telling
The
about
Kubernetes get rolled out.
role binding roles. Okay,
Deployment and services,
okay,
access to.
okay, no problem. So there is the RBAC concept in Kubernetes for giving the access to any particular user or candidate. RBAC
RBAC,
means role binding. Roles and
role
role
binding.
binding.
Actually, the answer is getting the Linux based read only, right? Permission, the file permission.
No, no,
Uh,
no, I'm just talking about the Kubernetes. No problem. Do you have any exposure of the AWS cloud
yeah,
or any cloud?
AWS cloud is
Okay. Uh, Tell me something about the S3.
S3 is the object storage file bucket that is called object. S3 bucket is the highest capacity 5 gigabytes. Uh, can upload the object LI 5 GB. Maximum size of the object is. It's the S3 bucket used for the access to the application.
Okay, can we take the backup of S3 bucket?
Yeah, the particular
How?
the, the S3 bucket you can delete the some objects or objects. Asking the question is backup.
How to take a backup of S3 bucket? You said, nah, yes, we can take. How to take?
S3 bucket backup is the S3 bucket is something the life cycle is in that way. Particular bucket is handed types of its types are there. 30 days, 40 days, the period of time to of the client side requirement to in the below of the glaciers. The application
No, did you heard about the versioning
versioning, yes,
like that? Okay,
versioning
so
is
by using this, we can take the.
that is the majorly object is deleted. Once object is deleted, the first you mark is there. The particular mark is the mark to can regain the objects. Get the objects,
No,
regain the objects.
versioning means we can create the replica to another AZ or another region, right?
Versioning.
Yes.
The versioning. The
So
versioning use one object is uploaded. The same object is uploaded to the different version to the mentioned S3.
yeah. So this is the one type of backup strategy we can say, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. And what is the standard classes in S3?
Standard processes.
Standard classes.
Standard classes. S3 is S3 standard. S3 Glacier Archive. S3 Intelligent Tire. S3 One Zone. S3 infrequent access.
Okay. Okay. Have you created the VPC?
Yeah.
What is the component of VPC?
The components of EPC of the subnets, right? The subnets instead of the instance running EKS is basically the instead of the internet gateway, the load balancer, the application. It is the private and public subnets are there. It is for NAT bastions access the direct access to that in private subnet.
Okay. 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 Yes, I got it. Okay. Let's consider I have one international e-commerce website. This is hosted on AWS Cloud. Okay. So for this website, the global customers are there. One customer from China, one customer from Europe, one customer from Australia, and last one customer from US. Okay, and this website is hosted in India region. So, is there any difficulties to access this
Access
website?
that is exactly it is basically you are in India that posted in your question basically is the
My
access to
website is hosted in India,
yeah
but
you are accessing US.
suppose, but yes, US is the client,
Yeah,
and he wants to access this website. So he will face any difficulties or not?
there is no difficulties with but you the route 50 the nearest locations are preferred.
Right, right. But which type of difficulties?
Type of difficulties there is no of
Latency means I want to heard the latency issue.
see okay okay it is the inside of route 53 so you are talking about latency latency failed over geo that is the
Okay.
major difference.
Uh, Okay. Let's consider you have launched one Linux EC2 instance. So when we try to launch any EC2 instance, we have to create the .pem file, right? Key
Yes,
pair. Suppose accidentally or mistakenly we lost this key pair. So how can we access this EC2 instance?
that is the key pair is causing it is the possible way to cause but losing the key pair is to again to console you can copy that particular key pair option is particular URL is to download that is where it is no IP addresses another side is public IP addresses. First of all, you can follow that full the action connectivity AWS power of
Can we detach root volume from EC2 instance?
root volume not attached to the root volume is attached to that it is right detached is not attached again extra root volume is attached to that Terraform use the extra volume root volume is the nothing but a C drive
Okay. Suppose I have a one EC2 instance uh, and some important data are located in this EC2 instance, and the same EC2 instance I want to launch in another region. Is it possible?
Same instance
Is
is
there any?
yes, possible way to mission that one region a mission the same configuration.
AMI, we can say AMI,
Yeah,
right?
MI.
Yes. Okay. Do you have any experience of programming language like Shell, Golang, Python?
Presently, I'm shell script. All is the basically use of the pipeline stuff is that every opportunity.
Okay, so in your resume you mentioned creating a CI/CD pipeline. So in your project, have you created this whole CI/CD pipeline? Means have you written the pipeline script or what?
It is the basically you if you know that you are already there in is the use for microservices of architecture is running for my the multi branches are running are there. This multi branch pipelines are running. Multi branch pipeline is the developer is on top of that automate iterative pipelines. Also,
Okay,
Docker
okay.
file is
Uh,
running.
can you please tell me the or write down the syntax of declarative pipeline if
The
you are.
Share your screen.
Share your screen, open the notepad, and please write down.
here the
Write down the syntax of declarative pipeline.
first you can pipeline the pipeline projects the Java projects implementing what stage.
Do we need this environment? Do we need to mention this environment? Actually, do we need to mention this environment? Means I just want to ask you the syntax. Like, okay, whatever you write, it is correct, no doubt. But
The
I just want to
involvement is
ask you the
something.
syntax.
Yes, yes. Involvement is which involvement is your
Mhm.
question is.
Okay. Okay. No, just
That is the
complete it.
mention. That is the also instead of the and nodes are involvement. Said that particularly of that involvement is
Okay. Okay.
steps are there. Step means you can running of a particular how to app of RMP
Hmm. Okay.
is the way
Okay. You.
to way to is the way to pipeline use to URL.
Okay. You can put only the first stage. Means you can just finish this stage. Okay. I got it. Yes.
Stages means the inside of the stages, full stages. Basically, running of the pipeline stages are after that stage means
Okay. Okay. So my last question is, can we create or take the backup of this Jenkins
uh,
jobs?
is the basically Jenkins server is available running. The backup is possible to backup the required RWAR files. The requirement RWAR files is particular. That is
No, no. No, I mean to say that if I want to take the backup of Jenkins job, then how can we do?
the Jenkins job is backup to mount the one an enrollment particular volume and store particular the cron jobs activity time backup is job.
Do you know if I create a job one, job two, job three? So do you know where this job is located?
Is located in Jenkins. The path is lib job is
Okay. Do you know the Jenkins home directory?
there. Its directory as there.
By using this, can we take the backup?
Jenkins home directory is backup of required path required the mount path is there. Required particular partition that particular mount the folder is volume the high availability hashing and
Okay. Okay. So, as you said, you don't have any programming language experience, right?
it is language Python is not a better learning to Python architecture. About taken will be implemented, focus on process deployment of the and put build of the OS modules with the C Python. Interesting
Okay, and you
concept. I am
okay, and in your current project, Kubernetes is also used. Am I right? Okay. So,
is
have you
that
get a chance
yes,
to explore this Kubernetes environment?
yes, exactly. Is the
Okay.
so I am ultimate goal is the microservice. I
Mhm.
particular opportunity. Also,
Okay.
Terraform is the in of deployment of infrastructure of a good as I am not a perfect knowledge, but I will take to the learning process doing happens comes to project. I believe
Sure. 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 Okay. Okay. That's it from my end, Suresh. Thank you for your time. Do you have any question?
asking what type of expert projects, what type of tools, client side requirement or what project, what type of activity.
So actually, this is I'm not working in this project. So this is a completely new one project, and the client requirement is there are expectations high, but yeah, they are firstly primarily they are looking for the CI/CD infra position, means which who candidates which know the CI/CD pipeline, how to configure. Then on the Kubernetes knowledge is required in this project. So yeah, so in short, we can say the whole DevOps means this is a position for the DevOps, and if you are good with the CI/CD, Jenkins, Kubernetes, then it will be help for you.
Using Python is also asking for what area to
Yeah, no, Python in the sense, suppose we have to create the CI/CD now. So for configuring this CI/CD, we have to need this shell scripting, Python, Golang, these sort of things, and making some automations also.
automation background is using try to parameters working parameters automatic are there Python.
Mhm.
Parameters the Python is basically my side of activities the clients are lambda function Python lambda function of activities.
So Boto 3 by using the Boto 3 library.
Yeah, I am personally using, but I am project not.
Okay, okay, no problem. So
I am very
HR will get back to you. I will give the feedback.
I am eagerly waiting for opportunity. better way to good talking with morning time to permission to is there. Your name
No
is
problem. Yes. Yes, Sujit and Shubham from here.
Shubham. Very talk to with happy today. Writing with knowledge is gained for
Yeah.
very happy.
Okay.
The
Yes,
positive
yes.
feedback to
No problem.
everyone.
Okay, okay. Yes, let's see. Good luck. Thanks for your time. Bye bye.
The call.